What's up, investors? Ken from the Dyslexic Investor here, and we're going to be looking at the two of the bigger companies that reported earnings this afternoon, which was Facebook and then Apple. And we're going to give about 3 to 4 points, key takeaways on each call, and then we're just going to go from there. So first and foremost, we're going to start alphabetically with the letter A, which is Apple. So this it's slightly up about 2% after hours. We're going to look at a more in detailed chart here. Had a nice beat on earnings. A couple key takeaways on the revenue model side of things. The iPhone sales have dropped slightly from the previous quarter. The quarter overall was strong, suggesting and pushing out what Tim Cook, CEO, said about Apple TV. That is like their streaming service. So this would be the shows that you see right here: the morning show with Steve Carell and Jennifer Aniston. Here we have a couple other shows. We have Earth shows and some other cartoony shows, things like here again that they're going to be showing on the Apple TV Plus series. Is kind of going to compete with the Netflix model, and of course the Disney Plus that's coming out in like 2 weeks or something like that. So that's going to be super interesting. This is actually coming out on November 1, so that's actually fantastic. So yeah, number 1 done after 7-day free trial. So it'd be very interesting to see on how much content they have. Honestly, right now it doesn't look. Apple's not known for their content library, but definitely will like to check it out. It's only going to be $5 a month. Like, can't really go wrong with that. And let's just see what they're able to pump out from their end. So let's just dive into some other bigger numbers they also came out with. Services revenue are up, which is like the subscriptions, aka the Apple Drive, and so forth like that. And then also a huge percentage was in wearable products. So these are your watches, these are the earbuds, and these smaller devices were up nearly 54%, and they just announced the earbud Pro. No, just looked at the wrong one. The AirPods Pro earbud. I was thinking of the dog, which is fantastic growth. That's 54%, and like you can't walk down the street and not see someone wearing these earbuds. So I think that's enough said there. Again, so the iPhone sales on numbers wise was down 9.2%. Mac sales were also down. These are the laptops, the desktops that you see here were down about 5%, and iPads actually were up significantly as well, which I think was due to the dropping of the entry price of the new iPad itself, with the Pencil having the ability to be a fairly decent price at $330, which I think was a huge aspect of going back to school sales and so forth. I just wanted to do a slight correction here. It was towards the end of the call, Tim Cook, the CEO, announced that using the Apple Card, you'll get interest-free on the iPhone payments for 24 months using the Apple credit card, but then also hinted and looking at different various aspects on how the Apple Card could come to more of a subscription base to kind of have reoccurring revenue of a longer life cycle of the phone, and not carrying out that towards the cell phone companies like Verizon and AT&T. So I think those overall is a fantastic quarter. Again, we are at basically it hit at 252 after hours, which we're not going to call that until the day opens up, but we are spiking at basically all-time highs, still slightly under 2% overall, so we're kind of hovering around right below that 250 level here. Again, fantastic quarter. They gave really good outlook for the coming quarter. which is going to be the bigger seasons of Christmas and the holiday season. So a lot of purchases will be going on there. So looking at the chart, definitely looks somewhat extended, even though it didn't jump up drastically. It's only talking about less than 2% here. I think it can kind of hover around in this area up here, kind of just create a base and potentially go higher from there. Alright, so now we're going to be jumping to FB or Facebook overall. So we're going to look at the technical side first. During the trading day prior to earnings after hours, they were trading a little bit below 0.5% here, closing at we'll just call it 188. After hours, took a nice pop up, actually tapping 200 and kind of coming back down, settling around 196. So that's a beautiful pop for Facebook overall there. Their revenue has jumped up 29%, even with the overhaul of the Senate hearing that Bezos, oh my gosh, that Zuckerberg just came back from the Senate or the House hearings about the pressure of being regulated and using ads within using political ads and possible liable ads that aren't appropriate or can mislead voters or individuals within the Facebook algorithm, and kind of playing inappropriate ads and forcing people to think things that are real that really aren't. And it's just kind of a mess of a sort. It's really a huge mix-up. Overall, Facebook is doing very well. They overall have huge growth in active users of 9%. They're growing, like I said, revenue by 29%. They did say that people are using the site slightly less, but I think that's due to more the using of the stories. They said using of the stories, and then also Instagram has been a huge cash cow for them, being able to monetize those users and buy basically Instagram back in the day for $1 billion, and that's paid off more than enough for a lot of different things that Facebook wants to aspirational goals. So charting wise, like, this is a pretty good play for all-time high. I think it got actually higher than, got to 218. It's its all-time high basically. So we're hovering right around 200. That's a kind of a key point. I could see things going higher from there. Again, same thing with like Apple. It could kind of just hover around in that area of 200, under 200, kind of build a base and push higher, because let's be honest, like, everyone that, again, when you're walking down the street, they're wearing their AirPods and they're on Facebook, on Instagram. Like, it's crazy that it's, I think they said 95 or 94% of mobile ad revenue accounts for a total of 94% of total ad sales, and it was only 92% a year earlier. So we're basically going to be to 99.9% within the next couple of years, because everyone is consuming Instagram and everything on their mobile device. No one is really on the desktop features and so forth using the Facebook or Instagram. Instagram is designed to be on your phone, in your face, with the ads, through going through the stories and then scrolling through the different varied feeds and something like that. Super interesting. Again, I'm not a huge social media person, so I don't really know what the, doing air quotes, the cool kids do. But long story short, I think this is definitely, it's got some potential to run. Definitely going to watch around this 205 level. Is definitely some overhead. You can kind of see here the 198 level. I kind of like that's where I'm saying I can build a base. Potentially kind of hug anything below where the close of today is, like the 185, 187 could be potential to get out of Dodge kind of sell. Again, guys, thank you so much for watching. This is Ken from the Dyslexic Investor. Catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.